What's going on, guys? It's Quasi Dog here, and in today's video I want to go over some Nomad accessories. So today we actually have the Nomad watch strap, and then we also have the Nomad phone case, and this is specifically for the iPhone 12 or 12 Pro. I've had both of these for, I would say, the better part of 2 months. This is not a sponsored video, so I want to share my honest findings because there's a couple of reasons why I'm using the strap right now, but why the case actually isn't on my phone. So before we get into all of that, let's change around the camera angle. Let's take a look a little bit closer at both of the products, and let's also get a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you guys are looking for an affordable Windows 10 key, then you need to do yourselves a favor and check out VIPSCDkey.com. Using the link within the description below, as well as the coupon code GG20, you will have yourselves a brand new Microsoft Windows 10 Pro OEM CD key for as little as $15.82. What are you waiting for? Use that link within the video description, and thank you, VIP SCD Key, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so the very first thing we're gonna look at is this guy right here. So this is the Nomad Modern Strap. This one is specifically for the Apple Watch 44mm or 42mm. Packaging, Nomad pretty much nailed this. Very sleek, very modern. Inside, if we actually crack it open and take a look, we're gonna see that I have my previous strap in there. This is the factory strap that actually came with my SE 44mm Nike Edition watch. We can see as well, they do say that this is made out of Horween leather, which is fantastic. It's nice and supple, patinas very well. But enough about the package. Let's get right into the strap itself. So we're gonna take this right off my wrist. Again, I have been using this strap since I bought it, I would say probably 2 months ago. And overall, I am exceptionally happy with the strap. It's comfortable, it feels very durable. I was a little worried because some people online happened to mention that it felt like a little cheap. I don't find that at all. I find it's actually very rugged. You can see the wear lines here. This is going to be very common on an actual genuine leather strap. So we can see the buckle itself is starting to wear out that hole. It's starting to stretch it a little bit. These things won't last forever, but they're priced accordingly. They're not terrible. Patina, also very, very good. It shows your kind of intermittent wear pretty well. And the one thing that really solidified this strap for me would actually be the matte black hardware that they have on it. This just makes it look fantastic, in my opinion. When I looked originally on Amazon, because I had considered one of these straps from Nomad, but the price was a little bit higher than I wanted to invest when I wanted to first try a strap. But I noticed that a lot of the cheaper alternatives, they looked great on the Amazon page, but when I took a look at reviews and actual photos from actual purchasers, they all looked pretty disgusting and pretty cheap. And the biggest thing was all of the hardware on the cheaper ones was all silver. And where I have the space gray or the black watch, I wanted something to match. So that's where I really settled on this Nomad. You can see some nice subtle branding here and there. You're gonna see the Horween leather stamp on the inside as well. Some stitching here and there. Overall, really nice. Really, really love this. I've seen a lot of reviews of people first unboxing this and seeing it like brand new, but this is an honest daily wear review for, again, I would say probably 60 or more days, probably over 2 months for sure. Now, I do want to talk about the good and the bad when it comes to this strap. And the only thing that I could really gripe on it, there's 2 quick things to mention. The first is the actual buckle right here. So the buckle does end up extending out just a little bit more than I'd like it to. It looks fantastic and it matches the watch very well. But I find that when I put it on my wrist, it does make the watch kind of extend out a little bit more than my liking. And also I do find, and I don't know how easy it is to show on camera, the fitment is actually quite loose, a little bit looser. You guys can see, hopefully it translates in this video. There's quite a bit of give and quite a bit of gap. Now, it's not going to go anywhere. It's actually fairly hard to take off with Apple's locking mechanism. And it's not going to come apart and fly off your wrist. But I find, for me, I have the notifications on my watch set to vibrate. And with the factory strap, with these being rubberized, the vibration feels beefy. It sounds good, it feels good. And with this strap, just because that's a little bit looser than I'd want it to be, it doesn't quite fit as snug as the Apple accessory or the Apple silicone strap, I find it makes the vibration feel very hollow. And in turn, it kind of cheapens the experience. I know that's like a really dumb thing to nitpick, but just general consensus, I find it feels off. It definitely doesn't feel like an OEM accessory, although I know it isn't. I would think for the price that you pay and the reputation that Nomad has, I would suspect the fitment and the engineering to be maybe a little bit better. Now, we also have the Nomad Rugged case. And again, I've had this, I would say, for, again, about 2 months. And one thing to notice is the fact that it's actually not on my phone right now. And we're gonna get into why in a little bit, but I do wanna take a look at the case kind of up close. You guys can see this, just like the watch, it's patinaing very well. You can see some marks here and there where it hits some of the buttons on my pocket. You know, you can rub your fingernail on it. It's going to indent. It's going to show wear. And over time, in my opinion, if you're a lover of leather, those character wears or that patina is really what you want. That's the experience of leather. For the most part, it's pretty rugged. I mean, it's not gonna twist that much. It does a little bit, especially by the camera, but that's where everything's a little bit thinner. You have some bumper material on the inside, and that's gonna help give you a little bit of protection. You have some texture on the power button, so you can feel it a little bit easier maybe when you're going in blind. And overall, I think the build quality is pretty exceptional. We're actually gonna take this case off my phone. This is the OtterBox Anew, and maybe we'll get into a couple of reasons why this is actually on my phone, other than the fact that it kind of matches the blue on the 12 Pro a little bit better. Although, to be honest, the brown and blue combination on this actually looks super nice as well. So there's what the case looks like on my phone. Camera cutout, super ample. You're not going to drop that and have the camera smash. They're inset in there enough that it's not gonna be a problem. The cutout is absolutely fine here as well to get to the mute switch or the do not disturb switch. We've got, you know, easy to press buttons. Again, easy to find power button as well. All of that is fantastic. So if it's all sunshine and rainbows, why isn't it my daily driver and why isn't it on my phone right now? Or I guess maybe it is right now, but why isn't this my daily driver? And in all honesty, it comes down to front protection. So I don't know again how well this is going to translate in video, but I just find the surface area on the front of this case, this lip, isn't as aggressive as I'd want it to be for downward facing protection. I feel like if it does take a tumble and if it goes face down, I'm gonna shatter that glass screen protector. I know that's what that screen protector is for, but if I don't have to replace that as often as maybe I could, that's always a bonus. And because it's leather, and I know that this is like slightly rubberized, but I find this case exceptionally slippery. It's grippier than the factory phone is by itself, but there's just something about this that doesn't translate well to the handhold. It looks great. It's probably one of the better looking cases I've used on my iPhone, and I have access to a large variety of cases, and I've tried a large variety of cases. But at the end of the day, this phone is still, like, Canadian anyway, a $1,500 device. And regardless of how the case looks, if it doesn't feel good in my hand or feel good enough to allow me to feel comfortable with it in my hand, I'm probably not going to use it, and that's kind of what this boils down to. For those of you who may be into fashion, I guess, maybe a little bit more than functionality, the combination of these two, it looks great. I mean, you can definitely see that this is a pairing for the ages. It looks great. It's gonna look great on, let's say, a table lay, as an example, if by chance you were doing photography or you just wanted everything to match, you wanted to have that full experience. But for me personally, I typically gravitate towards this guy here. This is the OtterBox Anew. I think this is an Apple Store exclusive, possibly. OtterBoxes are expensive, but this just feels grippier. The rubber on the sides, and maybe we'll pop this guy out. Very easy to pop out, by the way, and I think it's just because that front protection isn't as aggressive as something like this guy here. Get that in there. So this, to me, even though this is hard plastic, this, I have a better grip on. These side rails right here, let me pop that down a little bit more. These side rails, they feel grippier, they feel more substantial. I'm not going to fumble this, I'm not going to drop it. And my front protection, you can hopefully hear that. It sounds a lot better than this one here. This just isn't as aggressive for me. The material's pretty thin there. It's like a harder plastic than this one is, maybe more a supple rubber that's going to end up dampening that just a little bit more. And although this doesn't quite look as attractive, even though I really like those buttons, I find that super nice. That's the reason why this is on my phone. It feels a little bit better for my daily use. But looks department, this is definitely where I would go, hands down. Again, bringing this guy back into frame. This pairing, I mean, it looks fantastic. I wish, if I could critique this, I wish that these side rails were more rubberized than they are hard plastic. I wish they were just a little bit thicker. And I know you can't really make leather, grippier, but if you could actually add maybe a little bit of texture or make this less of a hard plastic and more of a rubber like the OtterBox did here, this is like a rubbery silicone, I would be much more comfortable using this. I did a lot of research on Nomad. I really love the look, and I found that a lot of people's YouTube coverage and online coverage said that, these are great cases, and I don't want to discount them. They are fantastic, they look fantastic, and they're definitely better than having nothing on. But maybe I find that some of those videos might have had the product supplied. Maybe they want to say a whole bunch of really nice things about them, and I wanted to give you guys just some genuine feedback about what I feel on these cases. I wish I loved this case more. This was a gift. Thankfully, I didn't pay for it because I don't know if I would be super thrilled or super happy about it if I had have paid full price for this Nomad case. But the watch strap, I really want to get the other one, the luxury one. This one again is the rugged one. But I just find this super comfortable. I wish it fit just a little bit better. We talked about that earlier with the hardware just being a little bit looser than I'd want it to be. But overall, this is super comfy. I had some issues with the silicone strap that came with the watch. I was wearing this overnight to track my sleep, and it was kind of like giving me little rashes here. It wasn't comfy. It was something didn't translate to my skin when I was wearing it over the long term, and I've had no problems with this. I literally wear this for over 48 hours at a time. The only time it's off is when I shower and when it's charging for like 2 hours every couple of days. So I guess in conclusion, the Nomad accessories, I love them. They're beautiful, they're pretty, they're flashy, they're luxurious. I, of course, am not going to throw my $1,400 phone against the wall. I'm not that type of creator that can afford to do that, and this video is not sponsored. I spent my own money, for the most part, buying this. This was a gift again. But I'm sure the durability is fine, but I can't get behind how slippery it is. sorry, I can't use this on the daily basis. I will still keep it for special occasions. I do think it looks nice, and maybe dressed up, if I was maybe going somewhere more formal, I will throw this on, but my daily driver is still gonna be the OtterBox Anew. And that was really it. This was a kind of quickish, not so quickish ramble, just to give you guys my genuine and honest feedback on what I think of these Nomad accessories and whether or not it's worth spending your money on. I think these, absolutely. If you're the type of person that doesn't care about feel in your hand, these are beautiful. I think they are worth it, but if you're a long-term hand holder, I use my phone literally 24/7, both for work and pleasure. I can't get behind how this feels in my hand. If you guys found this video at all interesting, insightful, worth it, anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment in the video description, or the video comments. I will have in the video description, that's what I meant to say, purchase links for these guys here. I got this guy on Amazon. I found it actually just a hair cheaper than the Nomad site, but I will link them both, and definitely make your purchase if you feel like doing so on whatever platform saves you the most money and gives you the biggest bargain. Until next video, guys, my name is Crazy Dog. You guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.